Yeah.
Yeah, our audio levels are actually good now, so I double checked that part. Oh wow, we just went straight live, didn't even ask me. All right.
All right.
What? We're live.
So, on the playlist today, we talk about the Steam Deck, also known as the bootleg Switch. I'm just kidding. But the Steam Deck and the release of Pokemon Unite. So stay tuned to Metro Kingdom Radio and welcome back to the Switch side.
Oh no, I'm gonna die again. No.
Welcome, everyone, to Metro Kingdom Radio. It is I, your host, the best by far. It's me, it's J-Playstar. And here with four of my most united co-hosts here tonight. First off, we have R.O.B. the Rob.
Hey.
And we have Reunion.
Hey.
Pizza MC Chris.
Yo.
And Kiyo.
Hey guys, Kiyo Hachi here.
Hey everybody. I see everybody's playing something on their Switch. Well, let me tell you guys what you could be doing instead. Instead of playing something on those Switches that you have in front of you, Valve thinks that you should be playing something else.
Half-Life 3.
Because right, what was it, Thursday, right? Like the day after we did our thing, they totally announced the Steam Deck, the Valve Steam Deck. And so what
they announced it the day of the Nintendo Switch OLED pre-orders going live.
What a dastardly thing to do.
The
Did
day
they
of
even
it.
know
Rude.
when the pre-orders were going live?
Rude.
Like, was it even announced when the pre-orders went live beforehand?
Yeah, it was.
Switch.
People had a choice.
See.
Yeah, so Brave Breloom in the chat, welcome.
People had a choice.
Yo,
Shout out to Barry Loom, the bravest one, by the way.
So really quick before
Bravest
we
of them all.
get into the Steam Deck, I just want to know how many of us pre-ordered the Switch OLED.
I tried, I swear. I'm always late to the party, you know. I'm late to Unite. I'm late to the pre-orders. I was at work. I had
Fashionably late Ryu. So wait, so did you get it? Yes or no?
Not yet.
No,
No,
okay.
I'm still looking.
So I didn't get it on that exact day, but when Walmart's went live, I ended up being able to pre-order mine.
Did you cancel
What are
it?
you gonna do with another Switch?
Well, you sell the old one and then you buy a new
Oh, I thought you
one.
said you didn't because of a quote I won't say.
Yeah, I did. I didn't originally, but then so my brother goes and links it to me and he goes, "Hey, the Walmart pre-orders are live," and I checked and the white ones were live and I was like, "Here we go."
Did you get a price match?
No.
No.
Yeah, apparently some people were getting automatic price matches from Walmart, and then some people actually had to which is such a weird price match too, because they were price matching what exactly? They're essentially getting the new Switch OLED for $299, the price of a regular Switch, and
even Walmart thinks it's the same console. Like it's just
Yeah, it was called competitor price match. I don't know. Maybe another competitor dropped it to $250. I don't know.
$299.
Or maybe it's just them being proactive and rolling back prices. You know.
or Walmart's just like that's not very smart.
Way to use their lingo, Chris. Rollback.
Yeah.
Roll back. You have a happy smile rolling. All right, so I got one. Chris, did you get one?
I did, and I'll talk about the other one later. But I am still deciding. But you know, you figure you can pre-order and make the decision later. So I don't know. I'm
You
not
have until
sold. I'm not
October.
100% sold yet.
How much did you have to put down for the pre-order? Do you have to put in the whole price?
Okay, wait. Which one are we talking about here? Because
Okay,
I'm talking about
first-
Switch OLED.
Let's talk about the Switch
that's
OLED.
I'm sorry, Switch OLED too. Like,
I think it depends on the retailer.
Oh, you guys got the OLED? I was talking about the Pro.
The Pro.
What pro are you talking about there, sir?
That's only.
Steam Pro.
only.
That's the joke.
I believe it depends on the retailer. A lot of them don't charge until it ships these days.
Yeah, if it's
Mm.
online.
Yeah.
If it's online,
Yeah.
That's really sweet of you, Johnny. You didn't have to buy that for me. I'm really.
Yeah, you didn't have to buy it for me either, man. You're treating
Yeah.
everyone. That's really awesome of you.
You're right, I did it.
4 pre-orders, 5 if you include
5 pre-orders.
Brave Breloom.
Yeah.
Brave Breloom in the chat. We gotta be careful what we say.
Brave Brelu in the chat says I barely got my Switch, so even if I barely got my Switch, I'm not spending $350 for a slightly better Switch.
Well, you're not spending it, Brave Breloom. Johnny is.
Way
Apparently
better.
I am.
Honestly, like, no matter what anyone says, I can't argue. Cannot argue
Right?
with them. The
I-
value is debatable.
You know, Brave Breloom's arguments have been always pretty solid. Like, just saying, like he's been pretty consistent. I'm not gonna lie.
Pretty
Like-
consistent, yeah.
Like the selling point for me is I'm primarily a handheld player, so that, you know, it really speaks to me. And I would like to see a side-by-side comparison, but it's like I just got the Animal Crossing Switch a little over a year ago, and I just don't know if I can upgrade so soon.
And like
True.
part with it, right? Because it's so
Yeah.
nice and pretty.
Yeah.
So
And-
pretty.
And also the unknown really of is it going to be another 2 to 3 years before we see an upgrade? Because if it is, then you know, I wouldn't mind spending that for that time, just so that I can have the latest and greatest. Because I'll feel like it's so old if I don't, and it lasts that long, right?
I'm with
Mine,
you.
I can hear my fan. I don't know if anyone else can hear their fan on their Switch, but it's pretty noticeable. I mean, it works.
Is
It's
this
still a good
your
Switch.
first gen Switch?
Day one.
Wow. Yeah, you need to get that replaced. You need to get that fan fixed. As I had the same issue with my fan where it just started sounding like really loud, and it turns out it's a fan issue. Your fan's starting to
loud.
die.
I'm more into like
Dude, it sounded so
things that
loud.
are more like in canon. I'm not really into fanfics, so.
Stupid. Yeah, because like I ended up replacing the fan within my Gen 1 Switch as well, and the fan got a lot quieter after I did.
I might.
So I don't know. I mean, but see, Chris, if you haven't upgraded since Gen 1, I think you should do it because you know it's the next.
Oh,
step.
yeah.
Don't,
for
don't try and
sure.
peer pressure him. Let him do what he
Well,
wants to
He
do.
already
and
has
You
it
don't need
pre-ordered.
Yeah, and the battery life
I do
is
have a
worth
theory.
it. The battery life is absolutely worth it.
True. True.
Yeah.
There are
Yeah, that's probably
definitely
true.
reasons to get it.
Yeah. The battery
but
life
there's
is
other stuff
definitely
out
worth it.
there are other items out there, products that people like, and including something we're going to talk about.
Well, I haven't asked everyone if they got it pre-ordered.
Oh yeah,
Wait,
yeah.
Wait, so who else does it? What, Rob? Did you get it pre-ordered?
No, I did not.
No, right?
What just happened?
I don't know.
What
He
did you-
shot something.
Oh, I have this little like that shoots the balls.
Wait, Keo,
Oh.
did you say you
It's like
got
Are
a
you
it?
talking-
mini
yeah.
gun.
Did you say you pre-ordered?
Olaf.
The Steam Deck?
No, the OLED.
Oh no, I
the
did
OLED.
not.
Olaf.
I wanted to, but I didn't. I love my Animal Crossing Switch, and I'm not ready to give it up.
Yeah. And I'm bound to get it, but like if I had the Animal
is
Crossing
dead.
Switch,
It's fine.
if I had the Animal Crossing Switch, I would have not tried to get pre-order. Honestly.
Yeah, see, for me, I was able to secure a buyer for my Animal Crossing Switch. So my sister, who didn't get the Animal Crossing Switch because she was just like, I don't know if I should spend the money. I already have a regular Switch, and so I told her, well, you could just buy mine. You know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna sell it to you for a lot cheaper than you would if you were to buy it brand new. You know, I took good care of it. And so,
Family
yeah,
discount.
Yeah, and I gave her a family discount, and so
You know,
she's like,
Johnny,
okay.
I think the universe is always
$400.
The universe
Yeah.
is bound to just find a way
Family
for you to
discount.
buy the latest Nintendo product. Like
It's really true. It's really true. Like someone hit
Do-
my
do you-
car. Let me get
do
some
you,
money for the next Switch
you-
product.
Maybe you still have your old ones, but do you not regret like losing your original consoles from 15, 20, 25 years ago?
At times, I do. I kind of like wish I didn't get rid of my Nintendo 64, but at the same time, I also
You got rid of your 64?
Right.
Yeah.
What?
And so like Link was in the chat last time, and his excuse was he's getting it for the collector part of him, keeping the old one again for the collector part of him. Plus, you know, there's the bonus of being able to play him. I get that actually, and I don't know if I want to sell my OG day one Switch, even though it's hackable and can go for more than MSRP.
Mhm.
Like, I don't know, might want to just keep it.
Yeah, well, maybe. I mean, for me, I just see it as like it just takes up space, and I have too many things anyway, and not enough room to put it.
That's
So
funny.
Great
I,
that's
point.
just the only reason why I get rid of
I,
old things
I
all the
literally
time.
spent the whole day like donating stuff to Goodwill. Like I couldn't.
Yeah, or
Yeah.
like I just sell things constantly. That's what I do.
Wow.
Yep. But yeah, so let's get on to why we sparked this. The Steam Deck
Let's
is
switch
the
to the
Switch
Steam
Deck
Deck.
is coming
Steam Deck
is
Pro.
releasing. Now here's the interesting thing about this thing is that it is essentially like a Switch like handheld. It would be stupid for Valve to say, yeah, we're not copying the Switch because you obviously are. Um, but
We're not
at
copying.
but at the same time, it also is kind of like, yo, Nintendo didn't give you that Pro, but why don't you holla at this Pro? So
Yeah.
I could see that. I can see that argument too. And you know, like there are a lot of games on Steam that you cannot play on Switch.
Yeah.
So you know, like
And
a lot of the ones that they showed in the trailer.
there are a lot of good reasons to buy this device. If you're a PC player, even if
Yeah.
you're not, but you've been eyeing Steam, I'm sure a lot of non-PC players, console gamers, they see the Steam sales all the time and with a little bit of jealousy. And then you see the Switch with a tax, you know, you pay more for Switch than other consoles. It's a pretty interesting value proposition. Plus, like if you do have a Steam account, usually people have like hundreds of games already. It's crazy that you can play all of those on the go now. Like we joked about this before, but like mini PC, there's like mini SNES, mini NES. This is basically PC2 or mini PC,
Right.
and
Yeah.
it plays all of the PC1 generation games out of the box. It's crazy.
It does make me wonder though, because like, let's see, the cheapest one is what, $4.99, right?
$3.99.
$399.
$3.99. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So like, I mean, I guess if you're, it's kind of tricky because if for $3.99, if you have if you don't have a gaming PC,
Mhm.
would you rather get a Steam Deck or would you rather upgrade your PC?
Like,
Obviously, upgrade your PC would be.
I
more
feel like
expensive.
any PC gamer's automatically gonna get the second or third tier system, whereas like somebody that's more into entry is gonna get the lowest. Like even me being a non-PC player, like I have some stuff in my Steam library, but it's very small. I would even get the second one. I wouldn't even get the cheap one.
Yeah. I'm on the same lines, to be honest.
Yeah,
I was actually thinking about it too, but I was just like, man, I could just get a
It's
new PC. Maybe.
the primary difference. There's a few, but the primary difference is size. 64 gigabytes for the $399, 256 for the 529, and then
and it's
512
649
gigabytes for 649. So there's the upgrades in size, and then also SSD. The second and third tier have SSDs instead of I don't know what the first one is considered, but it's
eMMC.
Which like SSD is always worth it.
And SSDs are always faster.
Also, I think
there's a couple of other small things.
I think there's like a better glass or something in one of the higher ones.
Anti-reflective.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I get the second tier. The top one seemed to, I mean, I think it's still a great value. That $399 is an amazing value to get like to be able to play those games. But 64 gigabytes is really low. Like some games won't even fit on that.
Some games
Yeah.
are like 90 gigs. Like you won't be able to
I
put
mean,
that on there.
we were making fun of Nintendo Switch like in game memory. Like, come on, like
Was it 32?
32, yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
It fills up so quickly, especially in
Non-existent.
Steam, yeah. And
Yeah.
but like you talk about Steam Deck, like I mean, I guess it's technically not a launch, but that's like the best library you can start off with if you
It's
think
the best
about
launch library ever.
it.
Yeah,
Like it's not even
true.
comparable. You know?
So
That's
true.
a very good point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Take that Dreamcast.
All of Steam.
And they say it's essentially basically a PC. Like it runs a modified version of SteamOS, but you can install Windows, you can install any other game launchers, you can play Game Pass games on here, Epic games. Like it's basically a PC, mods, anything. So it's
Yeah, Valve
very
is pretty open with the
offensive.
mods, right?
Valve is very open. Yeah.
That's interesting.
Which a lot of, I mean, speaking a lot of gamers language. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, okay. So here's the thing about this too. It's like it is a handheld device, but that thing is big. This is like a
Clunky.
marriage of like the Game Gear and the Switch. Like this thing is huge. Like
The Link.
I had heard that It's like the same
Half.
as if you were to hold two PS Vitas side by side.
Damn.
That's how big it is.
Well, I mean,
And
that makes sense because a lot of these games are first person too, so like you need that bigger screen anyways.
Yeah, and the screen does run at it is a 720p screen,
Mm.
just like the Switch. But yeah,
weighs roughly twice the weight of a Switch, roughly.
Wow.
twice the size.
Donkey.
Or twice
But
the
like,
weight?
I'm wondering how the weight is distributed because it is wider, so maybe it might, I don't know, it might feel more comfortable because sometimes weight is more comfortable.
You know, it might, but it also has that weird like button layout. Like
Yeah.
this weird layout with
On a
like
it's on the cliff, yeah.
yeah. Why is the B button looking like it's about to fall off this the device? Like, what's up with that?
I think
Yeah,
that
I'm
like,
not a fan.
the analog sticks are kind of up there too, which I think might work. I'm sure it's made for like adult hands, you know, it's like because it's for like, you know, the PC gamer crowd, but it's like I don't know how comfortable it would be for me personally because I kind of prefer the analogs a little bit like on the lower end, to be honest.
I prefer the offset. I mean, that's a big debate. Xbox and Nintendo are offset. PlayStation is inline, and they went with the inline. IGN did do a hands-on preview and said it's more comfortable than it looks, but obviously things can change. And it looks like they're clearly pushing for those track pads to be a thing as well, which gives you a lot more accuracy than sticks. I mean, I'm not a fan of the design personally. It's more the functionality, but it's not bad. It does. I'm not saying it looks like a modern Slate device, but it doesn't like, I don't know. It's not the worst thing.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like my main issue with this is probably like, I don't know, maybe aesthetically I just don't like it, but I'm sure it's probably more comfortable.
Yeah, I mean aesthetically it does look
Kinda
pretty
wouldn't
ugly.
do
Yeah,
this.
it just looks pretty. It's just chunky. It's a chunky boy.
Chunky.
Yeah.
Because I just wonder, it's like, you know, just how heavy it is. So it's like, is it really going to be viable for you to play for a while when you're playing games on it? You know what I mean? Because even on the normal Switch, I already have issues with like holding it up for a prolonged
Start working
amount
out,
of time.
Jonathan.
Oh yeah,
Quit-
my
quit
hands,
being-
like my pinky, my ring finger, actually they get numb when I play. Like when I
Yeah.
hold it in bed, yeah.
Well,
Because
that's
it like
because
hits the nerve.
yeah,
Sideways holding it is also like annoying with the Switch, so I'm assuming it's even more annoying with the Steam Deck.
that's an elbow thing, Kyo. I get it too. It's
Yeah.
like, yeah, it's because you're bending your elbow and having to hold something
Yeah.
like that. It's almost a bit kind of
Like
like a
this.
tennis elbow-ish thing. Yeah, it sucks. I hate it.
Did you say whether you pre-ordered it?
I did not get the Steam Deck. No,
It's not a pre-order. This is
Are
considered a
those
reservation.
trackpads?
yeah, and that's what's
They're
funny is
trackpads.
that it's not even a pre-order; it's a reservation for a pre-order.
I prefer this system actually. So a couple things. You needed to, for the first day of pre-orders or reservations, you needed to have a Steam account that's fairly old, like at least a month old, and has a purchase on it. So it prevents
Scalpers.
bots and all that, scalpers. And the second thing is it's not a pre-order, it's a $5 reservation to buy. And the later you get your reservation in, the later you're predicted to get yours. This releases end of this year. Mine is Q1 22, which I love because it gives me an opportunity to see how it goes, hear reviews, maybe even play someone else's, and I can cancel my $5 reservation and get that $5 back. Like I think this is a pretty good system, to be honest.
Don't
For
forget to
both
keep
this
your
and
$5.
Get my $5 back for both this and the Switch OLED. I'm like still on the fence for both. I could get both. I can get neither. I don't know yet.
Yeah.
How long do you think? Well, I guess the good thing about this is that because it's Steam, they give you like performance setting customizations, right?
They do.
Yeah, so like this could last a while, even for newer games. Like it, you know, down the line, if somehow there's a game that's like super, you know, the next whatever Crisis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Plus,
you can adjust it.
they say a lot for that. Plus, it's 720, so it's not going to be outputting like a heavy amount compared to like if you're playing it on desktop. So
Right.
it's going to run. I mean, they say they're playing like AAA games and it's really smooth. So
Yeah, I mean that's kind of
on
the
high
whole point.
settings.
Yeah, yeah.
On high settings too. Kind of crazy.
Yeah.
And it's like the concept is so great. I mean, it just depends, you know, how people feel about it. I mean, the execution obviously is important, but like people it just depends how people react to it, I guess. Yeah.
It's kind of like, because they said they don't, this is a device, but they're trying to make a new PC category, device category. It's
Mhm.
kind of like the Android of the Nintendo Switch, because I think in 5-7 years we'll see like all of the other tech companies having something similar. There'll be a Dell version of this. There'll be a I don't know what other tech company. Like everyone will have one, and you can take your pick.
That's cool because it's like, for the longest time it was like PC and laptops, and then tablets finally kind of found that
Yeah.
category, and now we're seeing that kind of happen with the Switch and Steam Deck. Don't be surprised if like Sony takes another crack at being, having a portable system or
Yeah.
I mean they have the experience for it. They actually, I've heard great things about how like what they did with PS Vita, but like obviously they
Yeah.
have some errors.
Yeah. Well, I heard that Netflix is entering the mobile market too. So, yeah,
Damn you, Netflix.
see what happens.
Taking over the world.
Netflix is bleeding though right now. I heard like they're getting like, I mean, when you have more competition, you lose subscribers.
They didn't hit their quarterly growth projections. And it's like, you guys have already taken over the world. How many more things can you get? Like,
HBO entered, like, yeah. So we'll see we'll see what Netflix does. It'll be interesting.
Yeah, it really makes me wonder though, like just how else they can run, or how well they can run a lot of these games, because this isn't the first I've seen of like a gaming handheld that's really powerful, but this is just the one worthy of note because it's Steam. Because I've looked into other ones that people have used, such
Yeah.
as the GPD Win and like the Aya Neo, and
Aya
but see, those things
something.
are like 1,000 plus,
Aya.
but they're like incredibly powerful, and like I've seen people run Switch emulators on them, and
Oh,
like
okay.
run the games really well too.
So that's the other part of this. I mean,
Mhm.
as gaming enthusiasts, Nintendo fans, we know emulation's the thing because Nintendo is horrible at giving us what we want. This
Yep.
is possibly the best emulation device like in history until now. So if you get this for 400, you could even with 64 gigs, you can load up like every old handheld game there is and like run it super buttery smooth. So
Yep.
it's a pretty great option if you like emulation.
Yeah, I mean, and of course, like it is yet to be seen when it comes to like powerful emulation, like such as Wii and like
Switch.
GameCube and Switch and things like that.
Mhm.
But I mean, I'm sure it'll do decently. If you want to do that, obviously, if you want to sail the high seas. But yeah, I mean, they have said that this thing is around like the power levels of they said around a PS4, right? That's what they said.
Yeah.
Whew. Yeah. That sounds good.
Yeah, at 720p. Yeah, and this thing can be docked, or you can use a powered USB-C hub to connect to a display. What's up, Rob?
if you happen to have one on hand.
Yeah.
I love how it said that.
Wait, what?
I do have one on hand.
Well, it's, I guess the twist there, it's like we're not going to charge you, although they are selling their own, we're not going to charge you $80 to buy a proprietary dock.
Mhm.
You can,
Yeah.
but you can use any dock. It's basically a PC. You can connect any device, it'll work.
That's so smart.
Nice.
So open.
Yeah, so I mean, it does seem pretty cool, but I don't know. To me, it's like I don't know, if I really need to like game like PC wise, you know what I mean? That's what I have my laptop for. So
Well, I think Valve. So when I look at the last thing they try to get into with, one of the last things, I don't know what their history is, but they had that trackpad controller where it was like sensitivity.
A Steam controller.
Yeah, and it was a great idea, but when you have that much customization, it kind of like lacks an identity. But now we see them with this controller that's like in place, and it's like this controller is almost like the games are made around the controller, even though the games can't work for the controller technically. But it's I want to see how they pull it off, because I really think that was kind of the issue with the trackpad controller, which is like you sometimes it's better to choose what the customer gets rather than have them make that choice. Do you get like
yeah,
Yeah.
so sometimes people get lost.
Steam features. Yeah,
Which is
that's
kind
very
of like
true.
Nintendo's view on things, right?
Yeah, or they take it to the max. You want good online? No.
Well, The good thing about having a standard like processing power though, like for the first time ever in PCs, game publishers and development studios, they can target this device now for PC, which is kind of crazy because like it's so not accessible or mainstream to have to mess with game settings. Like most people won't want to do that, and to know that your game's going to run smoothly because they can target this, like I think that's a big deal. That's why consoles sell so well. So it has a leg up compared to like other gaming devices that are built for gaming, because you're not going to have every publisher target those specs, but these you could. I think.
Yeah, it would be cool if like every time a game was launched on the Steam Deck, it would go to like the automatic best settings depending on what.
I think it would.
Yeah, I think it. Yeah, I would see why it wouldn't, because like, that would definitely solve so many issues.
Mhm.
And then of course, if your battery life is low, you can lower the settings. Like, there's so much quality of life advantages here, but it is just dependent on how it's almost how do I say, how much little effort there is, because I think even though
Friction.
these are hardcore gamers, like even for me, like there's only so much that I'm willing to try and customize and mess with.
I have a
So-
question. Oh, go ahead, Kyo.
I would say I also have a question. So how is this going to impact indie teams developing for the Switch? Are they saying like, oh well, there's another handheld option, we're just going to release it on Steam and we're not even going to bother with the Switch? So I'm wondering how this is going to impact indie games on the Switch.
It's a really good question.
I think
mean,
I mean, as of now, the Switch is still like the best selling, right? It's still the
No,
top
of course,
at
of
the
course.
top. So it really just begs to see how well this does, the Steam Deck does. If it does well, then obviously, yeah, it would be better, because I think programming for Steam is a lot easier than programming for the Switch. Because obviously it's just for PC, so it's a lot easier. So I mean, I could see them doing that as like, yeah, like you said, oh yeah, might as well just do it on here. But I think in general, most games come out on Steam first anyway. Then they come out on Switch.
yeah,
Yeah.
a lot of games go out. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was disagreeing. Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, basically, and it's almost given indie games like two lives. Basically, it's when they release on Steam, there's like a surge. Maybe they go early access, and then eventually they release on Switch, and then that's when the mainstream people get it, and there's another huge spike in revenues. I don't know if it'll actually cannibalize if it's released on simultaneously. Or not simultaneously. If it's released on Steam, people won't be buying it on Switch because of that. Like, we don't know, but it's possible. And this thing is selling out, or rather, reservations are continuing to push, and demand seems there.
It would be
So there's
interesting
definitely
because
potential.
like there are people who have double dipped on like indie games because they want to
That's true.
handheld. So it's gonna be interesting because like what would be the point if you have a Steam Deck already? Yeah, it's kind of interesting in that like the best case scenario for Valve almost looks like what the PS1 did to Nintendo, almost like it kind of reminds me of that.
So my question is kind of along those lines. Like, we're all Nintendo fans, huge Nintendo fans. We love the Switch and the innovation in that. And like when the Switch first came out, everyone joked like eventually people will be doing the same thing. Like, there's nothing stopping others from doing this. And like we made jokes and hated on that. Do we hate Valve for doing this? Do we hate anyone? Like, I feel like it's the time has passed, or enough time has passed that Valve is not looking like a bad guy for doing this. But I'm just curious from a Nintendo fan's perspective, what do you guys think?
I mean,
Well,
it was pretty dastardly of them to do it when the Switch
I
OLED
mean-
was supposed to be pre-ordered. I mean, that was kind of jacked up. I mean, business is business. I get it. So
they have a history
mean-
of talking smack about Nintendo when the Wii came out too. So the guy who made Half-Life, or the head of Valve, he was waggling, what the heck is this? And then the Wii sold like cupcakes.
I mean, handhelds are nothing new, right? Yes, Nintendo was the first handheld, and there have been ones that have followed on, and of course, none of them nearly as successful as Nintendo. But I mean, this is just another entry into it. So I mean, can't really
Doesn't
blame
bother
them.
you?
It's been 5 years. So like by the time they release
been
it, it'll
5
been
years.
almost 5 years. So I mean, I'm not
agree.
angry, and I feel like it's for a completely different market from the mainstream Nintendo Switch user. So I don't really see it as competition, really.
Yeah, I agree. And also Nintendo's had their chance to upgrade. We've been clamoring for a Switch Pro. We didn't get that this year. If some competitor, even if Valve did this like a year or two after the Switch, like so quickly after, maybe we would have felt differently. But I mean, the market's ripe. Like people are starving for these types of devices now, and I don't blame them at all either.
Yeah, I mean, Nintendo does really well when they I feel like they're bound to improve when their feet is put to the fire. You know, like the Wii games. Obviously, the Wii sold a lot, but it's like, whoa, we want games that are less gimmicky, more multi-dimensional. And then Wii U came out and they did that really well. But obviously, the Wii U had bad messaging. And Switch came out, and that's kind of like, I guess it's good to have. I mean, it's good to have competition in general. So it's hopefully it helps out the next Switch predecessor coming up.
Right.
Yeah.
What were you gonna say, Rob? I know you had something. We kind of interrupted you.
I don't know. I'm still. I got hooked on our
You playing?
Pokemon Unite caught my attention. So.
Hey, you can't
were
play
about
that.
to
Oh,
answer.
that's what it is. It's quality wise and initial first impression, I guess. You look at this and you think, wow, that's sleek, that's nice looking, it's colorful. But when you look at that,
Yep.
whatever they're calling it,
Yeah.
doesn't have the same effect.
Chunky.
Doesn't have the same effect at all.
Yeah, it has transparent
Oh my
Joy-Cons.
God.
Like, it's
Invisible
like
Joy-Cons.
But look, it's showing up the green screen, so it kind of looks
Right?
like.
So
What
they
did you
look
get?
absolutely
Visible-
see-through.
Oh, I see why you get Joy-Con drift
That's
now. It's
crazy,
straight up
man.
nuts.
I see why you
see-through
get
Joy-Cons.
Joy-Con drift.
But yeah, it's interesting because it reminds me a lot of like PlayStation Vita a lot. Like it's almost like the what PlayStation Vita could have been, should have been, or whatever. That type of identity.
Hey,
Um,
you
what-
wanna know something that's gonna remind you of the PlayStation Vita? Why don't you get a Switch OLED? Then you will know.
Oh, I don't understand. Oh, right.
PlayStation
OLED.
Vita like launched originally with an OLED screen. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of Vita games now are on the Switch that aren't Sony exclusive ones. All the rest of them are on the Switch now. So you know what I mean? Like
One thing that the Switch will have an advantage in is that if you have a game that's you could tell is Nintendo inspired, you're gonna have that demographic that you want to aim towards, and like that might help you out a lot. Like it's like Zelda fans are gonna play on the Switch, and you have a Zelda inspired game that you'll have at least that brand to work with.
yeah, I mean it is more for the adult market as well because you see the Switch and some may see it as like, oh yeah, it's kind of for kids, but I don't know. The Switch is kind of sleek. It is really cool looking
it's a
for
Switch, okay.
adults.
Switch, yeah, okay. I was about to say Steam Deck is.
Yeah, this
That's,
is not sleek.
Yeah.
They should have.
No, it's Game Gear.
Not
It's
very
definitely-
pretty.
You know what they did? I think they got people the big hands to play it, like for these ads.
Yeah.
'Cause they don't look that big. Like it doesn't look that big in these commercials, like on the trailers. But then, like I don't know, when you see it and you think about it, man, this thing's huge.
So
It's
with
big.
Western, console makers giving us like these big ass controllers on the first iteration, like.
But yeah, I don't know. I mean, ultimately, I think I would be a bit down for this, but it's like, I mean, I do own a decent amount of things on Steam, and there are Steam games that I would love to have the ability to play handheld, like GTA or like Phantasy Star Online 2, like things like that, which would be pretty awesome. But then, at the same time, it's kind of like
Those aren't Nintendo games.
Yeah. Why are you talking about those games?
They're not any good.
well,
This Steam Deck doesn't, as powerful it is, it could be as powerful as possible, but it can't play Pokemon Unite.
yeah, that is true. It cannot play.
My
Pokemon.
phone can play Pokemon Unite.
Not yet.
Not
yet,
yet.
not
Not until
yet.
they release it for mobile.
How did you do that, Rob? Tell us.
So are we doing this? We moving on to Pokemon Unite?
I think so.
I think so too.
Let's do it.
So, were you gonna say something, Chris?
I was just gonna say, I think this is the first time in MKR history where there's a Nintendo game on launch day on the podcast day that we all have played. The first time.
You do know
Wow.
why,
There's a whole
right?
bunch of firsts here,
You do know why, right? It's because it's
Because
free.
it's free.
Yeah.
Free.
and it's
Power
Pokemon.
of free to play.
And I'm only in training mode still, but I'm
it's
okay.
free and it's Pokemon. That's why. So it was really funny because I thought about that too. I thought the same exact thing, Chris. I was like, you know what's crazy is we actually all have this game. We can totally play this game together. And I was like, well, why is it that like
Did we
you know,
all get
that's the
ultimate?
case? And then I realized, oh, it's because this
Oh,
game is free. That's why
Yep.
we all have it.
Yeah, plus like I think we all get excited about different games.
Well,
So whenever
but, like-
whenever a game comes out, we're not, like it'll be like 2 of us are playing it,
do
Yeah.
games just
3
come
of
out
us
on
are playing
Wednesday?
it.
That's true.
What's that?
Do games come out on Wednesday usually?
I know, right?
Usually
No.
Friday.
Fridays
for
used to be
Switch.
Tuesdays. Sonic
Yeah.
Tuesdays and Fridays
Or
for
Thursday
games.
night, midnight? Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know why this is a Wednesday. Maybe it's because it's a Chinese game.
No.
Maybe.
And it's
is
a
weird,
global
huh? I
launch.
didn't realize. You're right. It is because it's a Wednesday. Yeah. So Pokemon Unite. I mean, I've been playing this.
It's Indigo League of Legends.
It's pretty fun, man. Like, yeah, Indigo League of Legends. I love it.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, it's pretty
That's
good.
perfect.
I've been enjoying this game quite a bit. Like today, won most of my matches. I lost 2. Got
I'm
upset.
undefeated. I haven't lost yet.
Oh, wow.
Have you
been
even- you haven't even played.
one.
Exactly.
Wait, you won the tutorial? Wow.
Well, we'll see. We'll see how that goes.
Yeah, I've only lost 1 game, and it was we got curb stomped. It was pathetic.
Oh yeah, you're struggling or something like that. I
Yeah.
don't know what it's
I've
called.
noticed-
You're really struggling.
I
You're
have
really
yet
struggling.
to get like a close game. It always seems to be blowouts every time. Like
I've got a
Yeah.
couple, I think.
close ones.
I
Yeah,
mean, not
'cause
super close, but
It's
like
usually
I'll-
like
I've had some teeter totter, and then it'll flip to my side.
okay.
They need to bring in Judd with the flags.
Right?
Yeah, I've noticed that like there are yeah, it's like it seems to be more like one side. Like once one team is like winning, doing really well, it's rare for it to turn around. I haven't seen it actually turn around yet.
But
But
isn't that the nature of MOBAs, and then that's why they're so exciting when they do turn around?
yeah, I mean, this game has a clear League of Legends influence, but like of course, it's kind of just a MOBA influence in general, but it's cool because I do enjoy it. It is very they do go for more of a family friendly version
Simplified.
of MOBA, simplified version, which I do enjoy. Like my girlfriend was saying, like, so you hate on League, yet you love this, and I'm just like, you don't understand. One, there's Pokemon, okay. Like, what am I supposed to like about League of Legends off the bat?
oh,
as
there's
someone who
so
doesn't
many-
know?
So many waifus that I'm sure you would
Yeah,
love.
it's
Oh,
like a
trust!
waifu
I already
game.
know. Have you seen the new one? The girl with the blue hair that's a doll that has scissors?
Is she in KDA?
No, she is not. Although Seraphine, let me tell
you
you.
answered that quick.
Yeah, so there, but League of Legends, you're right. I mean, of course, obviously, I would love a League of Legends character in Smash. I do play League of Legends. I enjoy Wild Rift on mobile. So a lot of it kind of like this kind of reminds me a bit of Wild Rift. But even with Wild Rift, they try to make it more streamlined so you don't have to like worry too much about item purchasing and stuff like that. It's still there though, and so that but in here, Pokemon Unite, you don't have to worry about that. You don't have to worry about like going back to base and purchasing items
Or selling
and, like,
items.
yeah, like, oh my gosh, like what am I gonna do with my stats? Like they make it really simple. Hey, kill this dreadnought or knock this dreadnought out down here. Boost your team's defense. You know what I mean? Like they don't give
Yeah.
you percentages, like, or at least not too many of them. For you to just get lost. And instead of like the whole idea of like attacking your towers
Or
and like taking out the nexus at the end, it's
Slam
like
dunk.
basketball. Yeah.
Yeah.
You just
Let me
have to
tell you-
make points.
Well, I think
Come on
once
and
you
slam.
once you max out one of the bases though, doesn't it destroy it for the other team so they
Yeah.
can't recharge HP?
Yeah. So it is essentially like destroying a tower in League of Legends.
And then if you dunk in the main base, you get like double points.
Yup.
Oh.
Which I did once on my last game. I actually had like 40 points stored up.
Oh yeah,
and I
me
dunked
too.
at the main one, and it was like a plus 50. I was like, dang, that's crazy. It's like, y'all kept your eyes off the prize.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, there's a lot of
Hilarious.
like just fun things about this that
Uh,
I'm really enjoying.
yeah. Any tips? Hot
Um,
tips for the fans?
yeah, hot tips. Don't be dumb.
Oh, actually, okay. Let's start with this. After you finish the first tutorial, you get to choose a license. You get to choose a character, a
Oh yeah, who
Pokemon.
is the first
Who
one
did
for
you guys
everyone?
choose?
I chose Charizard.
I also
did too.
chose Charizard.
What are you? All three of you?
What about
Yeah.
you, Chris?
Yeah.
He's like Charizard too.
Well, I'm the kind of guy who Googles tier lists,
Of course. you do.
and so Talonflame, I chose Talonflame. But I think Eldegoss and Snorlax and Pikachu. I mean, they're all pretty good. Ryu, who did you choose, or are you doing that right now?
I'm still in the second or whatever tutorial is.
Oh yeah, as soon as you're done with that.
Yeah. But I had a question. So does Pikachu evolve in this
Bra-
game?
Brave Breloom in the
Am I
chat.
in
Tell
the
me,
game?
I was wondering that too. Actually, that's a good question.
tell me
Sounded
this.
like a joke, but it's a good
Am
question.
I in the game? Brave Breloom, as of now, you are not
You are
in
not.
the game.
Yeah,
But
in the
I
game.
will say that in the tutorials, there are Pokemon in the game that aren't yet available for us to play as. Like, and even in this trailer, I can see some where in the tutorial, I beat up some Squirtles, but Blastoise isn't available yet.
You beat up Squirtles?
Yeah, but you can be Blastoise in this game. It's shown in the trailer, and same as Gardevoir. Gardevoir's in the trailer as a playable character, but it's not in the game yet.
And these types of games get characters released pretty frequently, regularly, maybe not
Yeah,
frequently, but regularly,
regularly.
because that's a huge source of income for them.
Mhm.
And it's developed by Tencent and I don't know, Timi or something, one of the Tencent companies. As a Chinese company, they're probably going to be heavily monetizing this. I've seen a few things saying how predatory it is at the
Very
start.
predatory.
Very-
Yeah.
So it worries me, but we're all in that honeymoon phase where they're giving you a bunch of stuff. It's not the grind yet, so it's still enjoyable.
Yeah, and like any free game, free to play game,
Any
it
free
has a battle pass. So and oh my god, it has a
Battle
very
pass.
enticing first tier item for the battle pass. Have you guys seen this yet?
Yeah, I don't know how to get it. How do you get it?
You
I
have to
thought
buy a
we-
battle pass.
I thought the battle pass was free.
So
Or
there
I
is a
thought-
free version and a paid version, as with every free to play game. So like the premium battle pass is how you can get like the premium items.
All right,
but
what
then
are
if-
they?
So the very first one, when you buy the premium battle pass, is the costume for Hip Hop Pikachu. And let me tell you, this thing is cute
That
AF.
sounds adorable.
You need to look this up. I was like, oh my god, I think I might buy this damn battle pass. At least the battle pass is, oh yeah, that's not on YouTube. At least the battle pass is like decent price. It's $5, and I believe the season
So what does
is
the battle
about-
pass do?
So the battle pass is essentially there are like items that are put into tiers or levels, and so the more that you play, you gain experience, and then so whenever you like level up on the battle pass, you get that item in the battle pass. And so the free ones are just like, there is a free one, but then like you have to play a little more to get like certain items, but the premium items are not going to be available for you. Like so say for example, you get the battle pass if you're playing the free one, you get the battle pass up to level 2, then they give you some of those coins. Whereas if
Gotcha.
you had paid for the premium one, you would get to level 1 and 2, and then so you get Hip Hop Pikachu and the
Keep
coins.
up.
And then like you keep going, and so like they sprinkle the premium ones in there along with the free items as well. So yeah, and so like the battle pass it's $5, which isn't bad for battle pass standards, because for example Fortnite's battle passes are $10. Yeah, and that's usually the price for battle passes. About like I believe Genshin Impacts is also $10.
Psychologically, it feels a little bit better to pay for a system where you're still progressing and earning
Mhm.
than just like buying things or pay to win.
Okay, guys, I'm gonna do my first battle or thing, whatever. I picked Eldegoss.
Oh, the Goss.
Nice.
Okay, it's like
I want to be
healer.
a supporter. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good, actually. One, I guess I just want to call it out. It's not a big deal, but this is one of the first battling Pokemon
quick
games
matches.
where type effectiveness doesn't matter.
It does. I think.
Yeah.
It
It
doesn't.
does?
I think it does.
No.
I don't think it
I don't
does.
think
No.
it does.
It does.
I
don't
think
think
it
it
does.
does either.
How is it? No, it does. How is
I'm
it that I
pretty
can
sure it
use Zera Aura on water type Pokemon and they go down quickly, but when I use Charizard on water type Pokemon, they take forever.
I don't know, but can you
I don't
use
think so.
Zeraora
Placebo?
against Garchomp? If type effectiveness
Wait.
was a thing, you wouldn't be able to attack Garchomp at all.
Yeah.
Oh, well, maybe there is.
Okay,
Yeah,
I'm looking
probably.
this up.
I don't think there
Pokemon
is
Unite
at all.
type advantages. Let's see. No, elemental advantages are not part of Pokemon Unite.
It wouldn't be fair.
Yeah, it wouldn't
That's
be. I
bullshit.
agree. I would be.
Who's TB Puncher Rob? Is that? I'm just kidding.
Dang, that hip hop Pikachu looks good.
Yeah.
Right.
Looks good.
On the back of the hoodie, it's like a Pokeball, like a yellow Pokeball symbol. It's really cute. Yeah.
Man, there are so many different battle pass like things in here. Missions. There's so much.
Yeah, there's a lot to do, which is cool because like that's kind of what you want out of a free to play
Where's-
game, like things to do, like
Yeah.
things to like get and to add to your collection. And another aspect I really love about this game, and
They really want to take
I
your
talk
money.
about this all the time, is being able to customize your avatar. So like they have
Yeah.
trainer customization in here, which is
Oh.
a plus in my book. It's mostly just clothes, but I believe it's also hair as well. So, and then of course you can customize your initial like face and skin color and whatnot. So that's awesome. Yeah, and so for me, like I always love that, being able to just like give your avatar their own flair, and then even your Pokemon, because like the Pokemon have special premium costumes, or most of them do as of now. Of course, more is going to come later on. But yeah, having the premium costumes also is pretty sweet. I mean, just imagine walking into battle with this hip hop Pikachu. Like,
Hip hop.
you'll be the envy of many people in the game. Going like, man, I want that. Yeah, the hip hop another with Pikachu. Yeah,
This
so
game is already making this
as-
game's already addictive.
as everyone stares at their screen.
I
There's
know.
that their Switch.
So as Chris was saying, some pro tips. You know, I'm basing this off of like my experience with League of Legends. Don't get too overzealous. If there is an enemy, like an enemy Pokemon approaching, an enemy player approaching you, don't automatically think you can take them on. Kind of weigh your options first. Be smart about it, because there's always a good chance that they have a teammate right behind them.
Right.
And yeah, so always try to like make sure you have backup as well, like someone nearby
Back up.
that can help you if things get
Back
bad.
up. Or make sure everybody's on the other side of the map.
Yeah, yeah, and then of course that's another big tip, right? Map watching. Make sure you keep an eye on the map to see where everyone is. Of course you don't
Yep.
always see the enemies, not unless your teammates can see them. Yeah, so you know where to go if you're trying to sneak around to score some extra points. What I think is really cool is the whole idea of jungling. Like pretty much everyone has to jungle in this game.
Yeah, you have
yeah.
to. You have to.
Which is
Jungle?
jungling means like just taking out NPCs, like taking out like the little like other weaker
Like
Pokemon.
Audinos and
Yeah, the Audinos
Yeah.
and like the
And
Apoms.
Ipoms.
Yeah, so like taking them out so you can level your character up. You know what I mean? Like do it where it's preferably somewhere safer, where like you can't get ambushed, especially in the beginning of the game.
Watch out for that grass.
Yeah, watch out for that tall grass. Like I don't know. I
There's
mean, of course,
Pokemon in there.
if you're comfortable enough to start aiming your attacks, you can definitely start doing that too when you're trying to like catch someone trying to run away or like trying to run around you. And that's another thing too, is like depending on like what you're using. So for example, if you're using like a ranged character, learn to keep your distance. Know
learn to
your
keep your
distance.
distance.
Well, and get to know 2 to 3 different characters' play styles, because sometimes if someone picks your character, you cannot play it anymore. So then you're stuck playing a character you've never played before, and you're like, what do I do? I have no idea.
Yeah.
So
Great tip.
yeah, kind of rotate between like 2 or 3 different ones that you have.
Luckily, there's different characters of the same position. Usually in mobile games,
Yeah.
it's like that. So
Yeah. So, that's a pretty good tip too. What else? Take out those, especially if you guys are like planning on rushing in, take out maybe one of those like the Pokemon that give you buffs like Buffalon or
Yeah.
Dreadnought. Yeah, Rotom is pretty helpful too, especially like
Rotom's super helpful if you
Yeah.
can get that thing taken
if you
care
can
of.
get
Oh
that thing taken care
no!
of. But one strategy I've noticed with Rotom. What's up?
I was gonna say it's hard though because sometimes the rest of your team just ignore them. So
Mhm.
you cannot go one-on-one with them. You have to have at least two of your
Mhm.
players going
Really?
against those.
Depends
yeah.
on your level.
Their health is too high?
Yeah, I guess it depends on your level, but if you go too early and you try to take them out,
Yeah, you
need at least
Rotom
two.
will probably take you out. Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to be very careful.
And the other thing too is you can take out the Rotom. So if the other team took it out, you can take out their Rotom.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Huh. Interesting.
well, that's good to know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I guess like my main thing is don't forget it's all about the points, because if your whole main purpose is to just keep knocking out enemy Pokemon,
The other enemy,
you're missing
you're
the
not doing anything.
You're not
point.
going to do anything.
Yeah, you're
How do you
like
destroy the goalposts for?
so when you get to when
You
you
dunk.
score when like your team scores 100 points on that post, it gets destroyed.
Oh,
Yeah,
Or
100 points
80.
total.
Yeah, I think 80 for the first,
Oh,
second,
sorry.
and 100 for the second. So I guess there's like two sets. So there's like 1, 2, and then your main. So this one's like 80, 100, and then I don't think you can take out the main.
Yeah, I don't think so either. It'd be stupid if you could. 'Cause there'd be no point, right? Unless maybe you could, and then that's the end of the game. I don't know. Never gotten that far. But that's another thing I do enjoy about this too, is that the games are limited to what I believe 10 minutes, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is a lot better, and that's another reason too why sometimes League of Legends I don't enjoy playing, because sometimes you get caught up in an hour-long match, and it's
Hour long.
I had
the
a
hell?
team actually forfeit on me.
yeah. in
They
this
gave
game.
up, and I was like, okay,
Yeah,
guess
me
we're done.
too. Yeah, but here's a question though. If you guys notice, how do you check your score? Do you guys know?
I don't think you can.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't think
Yeah,
you
this
can
shows
I
either.
think
yeah.
it's hidden.
It just tells you, hey, you guys are doing really well, or oh man, you guys are getting whooped.
Yeah. That's
Okay.
kind of weird.
It is, right? It is a bit odd. I don't understand what's the point of that.
Hmm.
Yeah. That's one of those other things too, where like I feel like sometimes too much is being kept from you, and to me that's one of the things is yeah, like why shouldn't we know how well we're doing or not? You know, especially if you're one of those people who want to surrender, because what if you're one of those people who just decides to surrender and then you're like, oh wait, we weren't losing by that much.
I ruined it for my team.
Oh no.
Yeah, like I'm like, are we losing? And then it says we're in the lead. I'm like, are we winning?
Yeah. So, but Chris, I need to ask you, because you added me as a friend
Yeah.
on here through Nintendo.
I'll show you guys.
And I don't know how you do that. I was trying to figure it out, and I'm just like, how did he do that?
You have to be able to get to the main menu. So there's obviously a couple tutorials. So once you're in the main menu, hit X to bring up the settings or the the little menu. Go to Friends.
Mhm.
Go to the Friends option right there. Hit A, and then go to Friends Search. Hit down and go to Friends Search, and then there's a little button here, the minus button. Hit that, and it'll show all of your friends that are playing the game.
Oh, I see.
And minus looks like I don't know, that UI is pretty confusing. And the menus are a little bit slow. I don't know if you've noticed, especially that first menu, this up and down here. Yeah, small things.
Oh, Johnny Playstar is online. I know that guy.
All right, let's see. Friends.
I wonder, nice. I wonder how it'll control on mobile.
Oh wait, I realized that it has people's names on there, so I was like, oh, maybe I shouldn't show that. Oh, add friend. Oh, here we go. Time to add Keo, Ryu, Rob. All right. Cool. Yeah. So
Where's the battle pass?
no, you. Oh.
So you have to buy the crystals, right, in order to buy the battle pass. So the battle pass, it's on the bottom. It looks like a carnival ticket with the star.
Yeah.
So like when you're on like the main screen, it's like on the bottom.
Oh, I don't think I have it yet. Do I not have it yet?
No, you don't have it.
He doesn't
Oh,
have
you
it yet.
don't. What level are you?
3.
Oh, maybe you get it at a higher level,
Okay.
Yeah, and it just shows up there. There's no announcement or anything. It's like, hey,
right?
what's this
It just
icon?
pops up.
Yeah. Maybe because they don't want to be like so upfront and blunt about like.
Also, a messier menu is distracting and it might put people off. So
Yeah.
add them later. Add them slowly.
I need Ghastly, man. 340 coins away from Ghastly.
That means you just got to
That's
flame
that's
Rob.
what you want.
Yep.
They have some really cool costumes. You want to go through some of them because they're already available.
Are we? Give me the Pokemon ones.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Is it, but what is it? But what does it do? But what does it do?
They're just
Cosmetic.
costumes. The purely
Pure
cosmetic.
cosmetics. Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Not wasting my money on that.
They got hero style Greninja. It's kind of like a Power Rangers get up. We got Magician Mr. Mime. Beach style Garchomp.
You already got the
Ninetales.
Ninetales?
Oh yeah, I have Ninetales. Yeah.
How much
Yeah,
did
looks like
you
you
buy?
won.
Did you
Bought
get it
Ninetales?
through coins that you earned, or did you pay for it?
No, I got it from the daily login.
Wait, you got 2 days?
That was your special?
That's tomorrow.
Yeah, I don't understand why they made that available to me. But yeah.
Donnie, do you time travel with every game you play?
Oh, it says
You
rewards
time
are
traveled.
updated every day at this time. So I think I
Oh.
logged in because I logged in earlier earlier
Oh,
today.
okay, I got it now too.
Oh, see,
We're
there
good.
you go.
We gooch.
We go.
We're
Ah,
good.
man,
We
I
gooch.
didn't get that.
We
Darn.
gooch.
Just check it. Just check. You might actually have it. Yeah.
No, I just started a few hours ago.
And I will say that Alolan Ninetales as of now is like my favorite character to use. One, I mean, I'm biased because it's a Alolan Ninetales,
Well,
and I love that thing.
Dude, it's ice, and in a game where movement is involved, being able to stop your opponent's movement
Thank
is
you.
very critical.
Dude, it is so awesome. Like, because like I realize that like whenever they try to run away, they cannot. Like, hit them with dazzling gleam and a blizzard right after, dude. They are done. They're gone. They can't run away from me at all.
And that's the other thing. You got to be careful about which Pokemon you buy because Venusaur was given to you for free, and now Alolan Ninetales is given to you for free. And
And
Alolan Ninetales,
Cinderace and Greninja are also on that daily checklist too.
yeah, and
Wait,
then Alolan Ninetales is actually cheap enough for you to buy pretty easily because that one's only 6,000 coins.
wait, they're purchasable and they're rewards. That's silly.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Isn't that weird?
That's why it's pointless. Don't even bother. Like, but this one is just for like the daily login. So I think like for people who don't like, because this is the welcome gifts. So it's like I don't know if this will be applied to everybody or just us right now because we got the game first. Which also
Yeah.
like if you download the game right now and log in and everything, you get a free Zeraora, which is awesome because it's a more advanced level Pokemon to use.
Are all the Pokemon, at least from what I noticed, do they all have the same base speed?
Yeah,
At
there's
first?
no
No, because there's ones
Oh,
called
wait, no.
speedsters, right?
You're
And
right.
they go faster.
Yeah,
Yeah, but that's
like
the-
Zeraora's a
oh, right.
speedster.
Yeah, because I realized
Well-
Snorlax is a thing too.
But I don't know about the base speed question. I don't know.
Right,
Like,
right, but
it
like,
seems like when you start the match, everyone's running the same speed. But
oh,
I don't know actually.
Okay, that would make sense, yeah.
I don't think so because I think I take off. If I'm Zeraora, I take off faster than others.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Well,
Maybe.
what about is it just like the first part of the game, or does it even out to average later on?
What do you mean, the speeds?
Yeah, so for that Pokemon in general.
Bye, Brave Braylon.
I don't know.
Thanks for joining us.
Thanks, Brave.
Yeah, man, I really wish you guys had time because we could totally get a game in right now.
know.
I mean, we could do some. I mean, I'm sure. I have a feeling I'll be playing this game for a while. It's
Yeah,
I actually
true.
was
maybe
into
when we
League
all
of
get better, huh? And when Ryu gets out of the
Get
tutorial.
good.
Well, once
Oh, I
once
already
the
got it.
grind hits, that's when we'll probably drop off. We'll see.
Yeah.
Once what hits?
The grind. I mean, when you
Oh.
stop getting rewards. But hopefully not.
Yeah, I
Seems
just-
like-
That'll be in like 2 weeks. That's usually about the period.
I just
Well,
played my first
Honeymoon
game,
period.
and I just felt like I was losing the whole time, and we won because like, yeah, see the score. So I'm just like,
You're really struggling.
yeah, it's like,
You
well,
win.
it's like you got the lead now. Like we didn't have it before. Like, ooh, were we losing this whole time? So, we won by like
Alright.
40 points, so not too much, I think. I don't know.
Well, I think that it is time for us to say our goodbyes.
Wait, I did want to
And-
ask one question about Pokemon Unite.
Okay.
So you know how you can do a super jump when you respawn?
hmm
Can you do a super jump if you go back to that place, or do you have to die and respawn?
No, you can. So there is a button. If you hold the down button on the D-pad, you can just teleport back to base, and then you could
What?
just and then you could just jump back from there again if you want to. I mean, the whole advantage of
Oh,
just
no.
teleporting back to base is to like if you're dying, like you're losing health, you don't have backup, then go back to
How
base.
long
So
does
you can
it
heal
take
up.
to hold down?
A few seconds. So
2 seconds. Okay. So
But-
not as long as scoring a point then.
yeah. So yeah. Well, scoring a point also is depending on how many points you have stored. If you have a lot, it's gonna take longer for you to dunk it. Yeah.
Okay, that explains. That explains.
Yeah.
So I was like, why is this? Is this taking longer than I remember? Is this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
all right. Well, anything else about Pokemon Unite you guys want to talk about before we close out tonight's pod?
No?
Is there a Pokemon that you guys would instantly switch to if it was announced? Like,
If
I don't think so. It's about playstyle.
yeah,
That's what I like about these games is that they introduce you to new ones because it really is about playstyle and you end up liking new Pokemon, hopefully.
I never had any interest in Eldergloss until today. So good job. I was actually gonna say like Tyranitar is my favorite Pokemon, but
Mhm.
I don't think I would pick Tyranitar.
I guarantee you,
because-
Tyranitar is going to be a character in this game one day.
Right,
It-
but
it is
the
way too popular
playstyle.
to not.
I don't think the playstyle would match me in this type.
You know
of
what
game.
I would love is if they put Eevee in this game and then you were able to evolve it to like whatever
Oh
you
my
want
gosh, that
mid-battle.
would be so crazy.
It would be so OP, but like just imagine being able like when Eevee levels up, you can choose which.
Well, because it
Eevee-
would be like situational, right?
yeah, which Eevee evolution
Based on
you
how your
wanna
team
go.
is doing on how you
They
evolve.
would have to lock
that would be
that
so
down
broken.
somehow.
And if
It'd
you're
be
if
so
you're
broken.
It
if
would
you're
be so
really
broken.
toxic, like super toxic with Eevee, like the only Pokemon you can evolve to is Flareon. That'll be the punishment.
I mean, yeah, when Blastoise eventually comes to this game, I'm definitely gonna pick up Blastoise. I want to try out Gardevoir too when it comes eventually, but I would love it if like, Glaceon shows up, my favorite Pokemon, or Weavile. If any one of those two show up in this game, like 100%, I would just probably even plop down the money just to buy them, because it's like I need them.
Missing them,
But
yeah.
yeah, I don't know. Anyone else
100
like
points.
any dream Pokemon that they want to play as in this game?
Volcarona.
Volcarona.
I feel
Growlithe.
like what's that one Pokemon? The bug predator.
You say Arcanine, Rob? Like Growlithe and Arcanine?
Yes, Arcanine. I'm sorry.
Oh
I can
yeah,
see
he
that
was really
happening.
well.
Or Zebstrika.
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 I feel like that one's not as popular. But then again, Crustle and Dwebbles in this game, so you know what? Zebstrika probably has a chance. Like, what? Dwebble, really? Yeah. So, all right. Well, it seems like everyone else is enticed.
They should make
to
a
their,
Pokemon Trainers Unite. You can play as Gary Oak and fight Misty, and it'll be great.
It plays Gary Oak and fight Misty.
Dunk on him.
Oh yeah, I wonder. I mean, I guess you have your own avatar, so you can't get heroes or trainers.
Oh yeah. I mean, maybe trainer gear, like based off of
That's
past
true.
trainers. That can totally be a thing.
Like
Like an
Wedding
Ash
dress Brock.
outfit, or yeah. All right. Well, thank you everyone for listening to us as the rest of us stares at our Nintendo Switches.
Sorry.
That's too fun, though.
This game is really fun. Like
Too
level
I,
fun.
I was trying so hard to hate it.
I want to throw this out here, Rob and Ryu. If you guys are down to play a game or two after this.
Oh,
I would be
actually, I'm
happy
busy. I have
to
to play with Rob. We're playing League of Legends.
Me and Ryu are busy.
Pokemon
my
Edition.
wife is down to play, so we can have a full.
Oh,
no, that would be four. That would- yeah, that'd be
okay,
fine.
maybe out of
Do it.
5, huh?
I'm down for
All
one
right.
game for sure.
Well, let's close out the pod first. So thank you everyone for listening to us, and allow us to say our goodbyes. Kyo,
We'll see you next time.
Chris,
Bye.
Ryu,
If you have trouble dunking in this game, I highly recommend signing with Milwaukee. They'll do the dunking for you.
Rob,
Download this game now.
and for me, your host, J-Playstar. Thank you everyone so much for listening to us. Be sure to like and subscribe and comment here on our YouTube at Metro Kingdom Radio. Be sure to follow us on Twitch at Metro Kingdom Radio and our Twitter at Metro King Radio. Go ahead and tweet at us and ask us questions. We definitely would be proud to, happy to answer them for us. And then of course we live stream every Wednesday night or Thursday night, so around this time. So you join us in the chat maybe next week.
Whenever it's pretty much whenever Nintendo's not releasing news for some reason.
I know,
The day
right?
before.
And download our podcast wherever you download podcasts, like Stitcher, Spotify, Google Play, iTunes, Animal Crossing Pocket Cast, and wherever else. So, with that being said, until next time, we shall catch you, Pokemon trainers, on the Switch side.
Dang, man.
Serious though, I'm so down.
I was trying so hard to hate this game. I knew it was gonna be addicting. I knew it.
For those who are still watching, we might just do a quick stream of us playing.
Oh, let's do
after
this.
Who said?
All right, but you
All
have
right,
to
we have to-
give us a few minutes to set up, and we'll be right back. So thank you. Bye bye.